Hey y'all, welcome back to Mrs. Lynn's Cooking. Today we're going to make a garden salsa. All you're going to need is jalapeno paste, cilantro paste, 1 jalapeno, tomato, 1 medium onion, 1 small bell pepper, 1 can of diced tomatoes, and a little bit of lime juice. Okay, the first thing I've done is I went ahead and cut up the jalapeno. It's just in big chunks. That's all we're going to do. Cut your bell pepper, and you can actually use the top of it. So we're just going to cut this into 4s, like so. I'm going to cut this into the large chunks. Now, normally what I do is I try to go in here and take some of this here membrane out because it makes it bitter. And you don't want really big, bitter stuff. So I'm going to cut that out real quick. And then we're just going to leave this in large chunks like this and make this look a little bit better. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our big pieces of bell pepper, our jalapeno. We're going to put this stuff here in the chunky stuff into the pot itself. And then I am putting in the seeds because I want a little bit of a spice to it. The next we're going to do is I'm going to take my tomato that I've cored, and we're going to do this in a chunk, big chunk as well. So we're just going to do, like, this is a pretty big tomato. So I'm just going to kind of do it 6 ways like this. And we're going to make it kind of chunky, the salsa itself, because it seems to taste better and you get the flavors of your vegetables. But if you don't like it like that, then you can go ahead and you can just puree it. But most people like the chunky salsa. Now, I'm going to show you a trick. When you peel your onion, rinse it off in cold water. Then you're going to take it and you're going to lay it down on a paper towel where you're cutting everything else up. This way, when you go to cut up this onion, it won't make you tear up. It took me years to figure that out, but I got it, and I do it every single time. And we're just going to do this into 4 chunks, like so. Then we're going to put it in the blender. And next, I'm going to take my whole can of diced tomatoes, juice and all, and we're going to pour that in there like so. Make sure you get that juice in there because you're going to need it. Then we're going to I'm going to do about a teaspoon of salt in it. You need the salt, the flavor, you're going to need that. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to take my lime juice. I usually like fresh lime, but sometimes I run out. So I'm just going to use the stuff in the container. And I'm just going to do a healthy squirt of lime juice. This is kind of going to be, you're going to eye this. So, and then you're going to taste test it in between. Okay, so I'm going to do my cilantro paste. You can use fresh, but I'm going to use the paste. Because if I get the fresh stuff, sometimes I don't seem to cook it fast enough or use it fast enough. And then I'm going to take my jalapeno paste. And I'm going to put about the same amount of my jalapeno paste in here. Now we're going to take it over to the blender and chop it up. Okay, we've got everything in our blender, and yes, I am short, so I'm going to move to the side so you can see me a little bit. Now at this stage, we've got our blender here. We're going to turn it on, and we're going to pulse it in small pulses. We do not want to blend it all the way unless you want a puree, but that's not what we want. We want to start with a chunky. So, because we've got to get all these chunks. And then let it rest every few seconds to make sure everything falls back in. And I think that's enough. Okay, I just poured our salsa into a bowl to make it easier to pour into my container. So at this point, what we're going to do is take a chip and we're going to do a taste test. If you want your salsa to be really fresh and light, leave it just as it is. But if you want more of a little bit better, kind of like a store-bought, then add a little bit of chili powder to it. And then just do it to taste. So I'm going to take my salsa That's really good. So now at this point, I'm going to take my thing, and I may end up having more than one here, which I probably will. And probably do this over. There we go. A sink, so you don't make a big mess. But if you like my video, please like and subscribe.